Well, thank you, and I know that we don't have a lot of time left, and I'd like to see if I could ask you to give us a bit of an update as to, because one of the bills that I'm really excited about is one that you have sponsored, dealing with healthcare. Healthcare is such a crucial issue. The cost of healthcare, the cost of health insurance, is really getting to the point where it's really unobtainable to many American families, and you can't survive without health insurance, and a lot of people can't afford health insurance. And you have, I think, what is a model piece of legislation, and I know we don't have a lot of time, but if you could just kind of briefly let us know about that bill that you've been so generous and to allow me to co-sponsor and work with you. I think it would, I'd like to hear a little bit about that.
Well, I am very pleased that you have helped me co-sponsor my Fair Care legislation to help with addressing the uninsured. And you are absolutely right. When we go out there and talk to small businesses and employees, the availability of insurance is critical. And what are we doing with insurance right now? We have a growing number of uninsured that are being provided for through the emergency rooms of our hospitals, the most expensive way we can treat them. Federal law requires that emergency rooms need to treat everybody, including the uninsured. Where does that cost come? That cost comes to us in higher federal and state and local subsidies, but also higher insurance premiums, which drive up the uninsured pool even further, and we get to a vicious cycle. So I'm pleased that you have been so supportive of my Fair Care bill that gives the uninsured the same tax benefits that we that are employed have. When you're employed, you get help from your employer. That help that they give for your health insurance does not come to you as taxable income. You're getting a tax benefit. So my bill, which you have so nicely helped co-sponsor, gives a $1,000 per child tax credit per person, $500 per dependent, up to $3,000 per family. And this is the way where we can help that uninsured in a way that will give them more choices and really benefit us all through lower insurance premiums and more accessibility. But we've done so much more for helping with that vital thing that is constraining jobs. The medical malpractice reform that we both supported and passed earlier this year in the House will take away those excessive settlements that have been driving medical professionals out of the business and again driving up the cost of health care. We have many other provisions to help, but this prescription drug bill that, as you mentioned earlier, we've passed in this body twice, would take away an expense that has just been so burdensome in a way that is affordable to us and we can do within our budget, and keeps seniors from having to spend their lifetime savings to afford life savings prescription. But that is again another way that we can help keep the cost of insurance from being driven up. But the energy bill we passed earlier today, and as you I know have spoken on earlier, is so critical to this economy, because nothing hurts or helps the economy more than the cost of energy. And making sure that we have affordable energy, that we're not dependent on foreign sources, that we can grow more alternative sources here, as well as encouraging efficiency and conservation are provided there. That's a critical bill. And I know I'm working very hard as we are on the roads and the transportation bills. We met earlier today on airport improvement plan and making sure that we're investing in that infrastructure that is so very critical to our economy. And I'm also pushing another proposal on fast lanes to free up the ability of local and state governments and maybe private enterprises to move forward and help put extra lanes in our interstate that without that we're congesting traffic and closing down our economy. So there's so much that we're doing, and we do have a razor-sharp focus on jobs. What do we need to do to create jobs? That's our focus. It's not to complain. It's not to talk about the problems in America. It's to say America has always risen above those problems, and we've risen above those problems and succeeded and gotten to a point of leadership in the world, not because we have taxed more and brought more dollars to the federal government, but because we have relied upon and trusted and given more freedoms to hardworking entrepreneurs that are taking risks, that are creating jobs, and letting families keep more of their hard-earned money, because they know best how to take care of themselves. So I appreciate you bringing these very important issues before the Chamber and our fellow colleagues, and look forward to working with you to continue the type of policies that we've already been able to successfully achieve so far in this Congress, and hopefully we'll have more to come.
I want to thank the gentleman from Minnesota for coming here today and shedding some light on the facts, not showering us with rhetoric, but getting to the facts, speaking about the facts. And you're absolutely right. We've passed legislation to create jobs, and so we're not complaining. We're not just spewing rhetoric. We have results here, and that's a huge difference between, I think, the two sides. And again, thank you for your work on health care. Thank you for your work on the budget and on transportation. And yes, I think we have to be very proud that we're not going to sit back and just let things happen. We're going to do everything in our power to incentivize this economy so more Americans are going to have more high-paying jobs, because that's what really, in the end, it's all about. Thank you very much. And Mr. Speaker, with that, I would yield back the balance of my time.